All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Super here, and welcome to another Injustice 2 video. This is gonna be, I don't even know, it's not really a series, it's just like an idea that came from Twitter to share who my favorite characters are. By the way, there is sound, don't adjust your audio as far as like the game. It's just, you guys know, WB puts content ID claims on music in Injustice 2, which pisses me off, makes me sad, because I can't have the music in the background. I have to mute everything, so that's why you guys never hear any music from my Injustice videos or anyone else's Injustice videos. But this is a series where I pretty much just talk about my recommendations of who you should play in Injustice 2. If you're a new player or you just want a solid pick for a character in this game, and I also share my favorite characters, how hard I think they are to play, why I like playing them so much, etc. Everything about the characters in this game. So this one's not going to be as long as Mortal Kombat X, because you guys know MKX is my favorite Mortal Kombat game and maybe my favorite fighting game of all time, right there with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But normally when I start rambling on, I ramble on. So without further ado, let's get into it. I think the easiest character to play in this game is the character that I use when I want to try to win matches, and that is Supergirl or Power Girl, like the, one that I pick right here. There's obvious reasons why I like picking Power Girl over Supergirl. I don't know if they're obvious to you, but those are the two reasons why I like picking Power Girl over Supergirl. But I picked this character, honestly, because she literally has everything that you want in a character in this game. She is like the perfect package without having anything too spectacular. She's like the Ryu of the game. I always use that comparison because Ryu's always the most fundamentally sound character in Street Fighter. He's always the one that you go to when you want to learn how to play the basics of Street Fighter. Down medium kick, fireball. Down medium kick, fireball. Fireball. Dragon punch. The very basics of Street Fighter. Ryu always has them. The perfect character to start. I feel like Supergirl is that character in this game. She has everything you want in a character. She has an amazing mid that goes like double character length, right? Like 2 character length. It combos into a low. A lot of people are gonna get caught by that. It combos into this move, which I think might be unsafe. Let's see. Nope. -4. Really nice. Completely safe move. Not only that, but you could cancel this into this right here. Her heat vision, completely safe on block. Actually, plus on block. She has another amazing mid. Mid attacks in this game are kings. Mid attack in this game are kings. Not only that, but, fast double hitting moves are kings as well. But mid attacks really help you out in this game. She has this right here. You could actually stagger it, meaning you could do this and then either go for her low or just finish the combo string, go for the overhead, or you could go for a grab afterwards. She has 2 amazing mids that's already like really good in her favor. Her down poke has amazing range. It's a low, which is not something that every character in this game has the privilege to have, including Lord Batman over here. Has a mid as a down one. Her down one combos into her breath from all ranges. You get pretty good damage. It's not spectacular. That is the one thing that actually, I don't even think I put. Did I put it at is it competitive mode is turned on? I'm not sure. Let's check it out. Power Girl. Batman. The bats. How do you change? Wait, how the hell do you bring up oh, match options. There you go. I'm like, how the hell do you bring up the match options again? It was right there in my face. But Power Girl, amazing down one, 2 amazing mids. She even has this right here, which is a double hit forward 2 mid. She has another one with this. She has this move right here that is plus on block. If your opponent blocks this, plus on block, and you could actually cancel that into something else. You know, all these moves you could combo into her special. Oh, that one's not gonna work, but see how much damage this is again. You could hold her back 3 for a little bit extra damage. If you hold back 3, it actually gives you a little bit extra damage. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. But look at that. 329 damage out of Batman's 1250 off a combo. Off like a combo with her amazing down one. That's really good. That's actually pretty good. But that is one of her weaknesses. She actually doesn't have that much damage potential. But if you... If you get an interactable, you know, that's like maybe about 35% damage. That is not bad at all. That is not bad at all with Power Girl. So her damage potential could increase depending on what stage you select or what stage you get. But just her bread and butter combos are going to do a good amount of damage. Not only that, but she has the ability to fly. She could forward that air dash, backwards air dash, which is always good to have as a mobility tool, especially for a newer player, because newer players like to jump a lot, you know. So they could use that air dash to their advantage. You can come down with a move, of course. She has an amazing jump attack with her jump 1. She has another amazing jump attack with her jump 2. And I think this combos, yeah. That combos on the way up because it's a jump 2. In this game, the jump 2 attacks have like a crazy amount of block stun. So just even going upwards, you could combo into it. She has an air grab, right? Yep, she has an air grab. So that means that this combo string that you do right here, you could actually end it in the air grab. You could end it in her heat vision. And she also has a restand. What is it? 2-1-2? Let's see. Yep, she has a restand right there. Power Girl, in my opinion, has like every tool to have a good character in this game. Like I said, the only thing she struggles with is damage, but you know, if you're getting the touches and you're building meter like she does, you know, she does a good job of building meter. She is going to be amazing for you. So my recommendation as a #1 character is Power Girl. I think she's probably the easiest character to play in this game because she literally has everything that you want in a good character in this game. She has a really good she has a good invincible wake up too, which is her her like Shoryuken punch, and you could actually meter burn the Shoryuken punch to try to maintain your safety with you know, with a bar of meter. You could actually try to maintain your safety and back off, or you know, if you hit your opponent in the corner, you'll be able to get a combo. Here, let's actually, I don't know how this scenario probably won't come up, but if your opponent like knocks you down right here, you could actually get a combo. And I didn't get my my cancel, but still, you guys know what I'm talking about. You'll be able to easily get a combo from that. One of the best tools that she has, which is going to catch a lot of newer players, is her teleport. Most specifically her meter burn teleport, because you won't be able to just hold down to avoid the teleport. Of course, in this game, there's no block button, so you have to hold back to block. And for a lot of newer players, it's going to catch them off guard. You know, even just something like this, something as gimmicky as that, will definitely work on a lot of newer players. And don't do it on like even players who have somewhat of experience. But if you're newer to the game and you're literally just maybe picked up Injustice 2 like a week ago or even today, you'll definitely be able to catch a lot of newer players with that. But the teleport, really good, because in this game you have characters like Starfire, you have characters like, maybe not Deadshot. I think Deadshot's projectiles might be a little bit too fast. But you have characters like Dr. Fate who excel when they're full screen. So the fact that you have access to the teleport as well is really, really good. Like I said, she has amazing normals, a really good down one, a really good, you know, sort of gimmick that you could do is you could actually hold your breath, right? You could hold the breath as long as you want. You could, you know, do it short, or you could hold it long, and then you could actually meter burn it at any time. So you can meter burn it right away, or you could hold it and then meter burn it. So that's a little gimmick that you could throw at your opponent. You know, sometimes the breath is not safe, okay? So when you do like down one to regular breath, that's not safe. But your opponent might be scared because you might catch them with, you know, the meter burn breath at the end, and that's gonna combo. They're gonna get put into a combo situation. So a lot of time you might be able to get away with just doing normal breath into, you know, for your block string, even though it's completely unsafe because your opponent might be scared. And if your opponent's not scared and they're just trying to mash buttons, then you'll be able to catch them with this and get them for a full combo. So she has really good zoning with her normal projectiles. She has her teleport. She has the ice breath that's, you know, really good. She has an amazing down one. She has amazing buttons. She has this overhead launcher that you can use as well. She has this little stagger combo string that you could do to potentially mix your opponent up. She has everything that you want in a character. And of course, she has some cool combos too, right? Let's see, hold on. That ain't combo. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna be rusty with her combos just because I actually haven't played Supergirl in a bit. There you go. So that's a little 19 hit combo that started off, you know, with a hover to stand 3. It's a little, you know, it's a little tricky sometimes if you don't have the practice, but she has really sick combos in the corner. Fly on fly combos, something that I wish Starfire had, you know, what I was looking forward to do with her, but unfortunately she does not have that. But I think Power Girl is definitely the easiest character in this game to play, and that's the character that, you know, whenever I like want to try to win, like actually like try hard, I will play Power Girl because I feel like she's so solid that I don't really care about the damage, because I just think she's such a solid character. Now moving on here to Lord Batman. I think Batman is another character that is incredibly easy to play, especially for a newer player, because this combo string is literally all you need for this character. 223 is like an amazing combo string. It's like a god combo string. You could do anything off of that. And if your opponent gets hit, you could get a free combo. You don't even need to do that. Oh, can you not do that? I'm pretty sure you can, right? Yeah, there you go. But I guess Batman might not be like the best choice here. I kind of have that perspective of a player who has already played this game for a long time. So I guess Batman might not be the best, because to actually get some better damage, you do need to, you know, learn the timing of this forward 3, even if this combo string is just ridiculously good. But let me just show you guys what I'm talking about. So 223 is only -2 on block, and it starts off with his stand 2, which is what, not a 9-frame mid, 10-frame mid. This move right here that leads into a combo string that's only -2 that you could actually cancel into your special move. Really, really good. So yeah, Batman is actually like super easy to play. But if you like, Batman's one of those rare characters in this game that is super beginner friendly, but once you actually learn how to play him more and more, you will start to unlock more damage potential, more mix-up potential, more just combo potential in general. and more situations where he's just gonna look like the coolest character in the game because of his trait and the way that you could turn situations that look like you're not gonna be able to get any more damage into damage potential. So if you get like a trade, or if you anti-air your opponent, or if you do something like this, that's something that is super cool that Batman could do. And the good Batmans will take advantage of situations like that to get really crazy conversions into damage. But as a beginner, this is all you need, really. Like, this combo string is just so good, and you don't even need to like do anything crazy afterwards. You could just go like this. Something like that is incredibly easy for anybody to do. You know what I mean? And that's really good damage for Batman. This combo string right here is good as well. It leads into his launcher, but his launcher is unsafe, and a lot of newer players are gonna do the full combo string and get punished for it. So I say, if you're a newer player, obviously use this combo string, and also throw this in there, because you're gonna maintain your safety on this, and the second hit is overhead. It's gonna catch your opponent off guard a lot. You could also mix up your low if you want to be a little random and throw in that 50-50, which there's not too much of in this game. But just overall, Batman has really good zoning with this. His traits helps you out so much, because you could put your opponent into this, and if they block it, let's see, just put always. You could actually cancel this into your trait, or if you have your trait already, you could do this, and then you could send out the bats, and then you could maybe do it again, or you could try to bait your opponent into pressing a button, and then if they try to punish you and you send out the bats, you'll be able to get a free punish from that. So his trait is insanely good, insanely good. One thing that you can do with Batman, obviously, is do restands, which you guys have seen me. I guess that's a little bit more advanced, but you restand your opponent, you back off a little bit, and then depending on the angle that you jump in on, it's either going to stay on the same side, or it's going to cross your opponent up, and it's going to be very ambiguous. As you guys see, that one said cross up. That one was not a cross up, even though it looked like it was going to be a cross up. So Batman has a lot of that, and I guess that's something that you learn once you're a little bit more advanced with the character. But I think Batman and this combo string right here is just so fucking good. You could do anything from it. So I would say Batman. I guess Batman was not like the absolute best example, but Supergirl for sure is a character that I would recommend anybody use. Very easy to play. I think maybe Superman would have been a little bit easier, because all you got to do is forward 2-3, forward 2-3, forward 2-3 all day. But definitely Power Girl, Supergirl is the #1 character I would recommend you play. Then we got Batman, and then potentially Superman. Some of these characters like Black Adam, where literally everything is safe on him. Some of these characters are just insanely good. So just the characters that I would recommend, just going through the roster right now, because like I said, this one's not going to be as long as the MKX video. Power Girl, by far easiest character to play in the game, in my opinion. #1 character I would recommend. Let's go from here, I guess. Hellboy, I think, is on a more difficult scale, because you have to take advantage of his leap, and you have to have a little bit more execution that some of the newer players might not have with the tackle. Sub-Zero, I definitely recommend as one of the easiest characters in the game, because he's pretty much Crowdmancer Sub-Zero in this game. So he's right up there, one of the easiest characters to use. I think Swamp Thing might actually be the second hardest character to play in this game. There is absolutely #1 undisputed hardest character to play in this game is Gorilla Grodd, by far. Because the execution you need to have to do some of his combos and actually put him to work is insane. Like, I don't even have that execution to do his stomp cancels or his march cancels, whatever, stampede cancels. But Swamp Thing is the second hardest character to play in this game. This character right here is pretty easy. a lot of zoning that you could do to keep your opponent out. Catwoman is another easy character. Out of all the female characters, I think Catwoman might be the easiest character aside from Power Girl, because she literally has everything that you want in a character, with one of the best jump ins in NetherRealm history, with a crazy amount of damage. The Flash is definitely on the harder side. I see a lot of new players play with the Flash, and a lot of times they struggle because the Flash needs to be in your face to actually put in work. Kind of like Shock and Jackie, but the Flash is on a whole other level because he could get some crazy shit. So I think if you really want to unlock the potential of the Flash, you have to put the time into this character. Green Lantern is actually an underrated, easy character to play, because most of the things that he does is completely safe. It's just a lot of people are not going to like how slow he moves as far as walk speed. Walk back, walk forward. He's so slow. I know a lot of people would not have the patience to play Green Lantern. Harley's another easy character to play. You know, very beginner friendly with her zoning. And she does a lot of damage with no meter. You just have to have the execution to actually pull it off, because hitting her back three after a cartwheel, not the easiest thing for newer players. I even miss it sometimes. Batman, like I said, he was the second character I recommended. I still think out of all these, looking at the roster, I think he still might be the second easiest character to play in the game. Yeah, maybe. Because of that one combo string, it's just like so good. Red Hood, not as easy as Batman, but he's definitely up there. I think he's pretty boring, honestly. I mean, I guess coming from someone who actually likes playing Superman with forward 2-3, not saying much, but I kind of feel like Red Hood is a little bit boring to play. He doesn't have like anything flashy at all, in my opinion. At least Superman has some ridiculous damage that he could do, right? In the corner, and he has some cool looking moves, but I don't know. I always found Red Hood to be a little bit boring, but he is beginner friendly, so I would recommend him. Superman would be my third character that I would recommend, because forward 2-3 into breath, forward 2-3 into breath, forward 2-3 into breath, forward 2-3 into breath. Literally all you need with this character on a basic level. But then, if that's all you do and you don't learn anything else after you know, sort of get used to the character, you're gonna struggle, because he does have other things that help him become like a really good character when you incorporate all that. Joker, I think he's on the harder side because of some of his chattering teeth combo. I definitely think, let's see, who else do I want to take into training mode just to show something off? Captain Cold, I think, is on the harder side too. Mr. Freeze, Captain Cold. I think these two characters are my two favorite characters to play in this game. You know, I was supposed to explain, you know, my favorite characters to play and why. Joker, because of the chattering teeth combos that he has. And you could do a different variety of them. You know, you could do that. You could do the one with the down 2. You could do the one with this one right here. But the chattering teeth combo, and just because he's Joker in general, I think that's why Joker is my favorite character to play in this game. Just because he's Joker, number one, and number two, they made him incredibly fun, and he has the potential to do some really sick and cool looking combos with the chattering teeth that he didn't send out the chattering teeth. That's something that you're gonna have to be careful if you're playing a Joker. Ooh, that cross up though. That cross up, damn. So I could sit here in training mode and do chattering teeth combos all day, but Joker is my favorite character in this game because of the chattering teeth combo and because it's Joker. Some of his combos are actually, you know, if you don't have the practice with the chattering teeth combos, they're going to be a little bit difficult, because if you do the chattering teeth, the first one will be easy, but if you do the second chattering teeth a little bit too late, they will not come out. Or if you do it too early, they will not come out. If you do it too late, you might not be able to combo into it. So it's pretty much all depends on the timing. It's not the hardest combo in the world to do. to be honest with you guys. But again, it might be, you know, a perspective of me having played this game so much that to me it's not hard, but to a lot of other people, the chattering teeth combos will be really hard. So I think Joker is definitely one of the harder characters in this game to use if you want to really do some of his cool looking combos. See, even right there, gotta be quicker with it. And in the corner, like in the corner, if your opponent doesn't want to wake up, or, you know, even if they want to wake up, you could change up your setup to make them still have to either take the mix up or wake up into the chattering teeth. I fucked up the setup. So that's one variation, right? See if we can get this other one. It has to be the right timing. So the first part that you guys saw, it was not a cross up, but you could actually make that shit cross up. You just have to do it late. It's a little bit more difficult. Let's see. See, that's a cross up right there. It's that cross up, and if you do it right, you could actually make a launch. Do it from this too. If you wanted to cross up, the character actually has to be like pretty low to the ground. There you go. I think this one should cross up. There we go. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. That one crossed up, the first one didn't, and I still even didn't do it correctly, because if I did it correctly and I did it a little bit quicker, it would have crossed up and it also would have launched the opponent. So in the corner, you have some ridiculous setups that you could do with Joker. There you go. God damn, some of his combos are so sick. And it's kind of the same thing with Mr. Freeze. He has some like really, really cool setups that he could do with his Frost Grenade. And that's the reason pretty much that these are my two favorite characters in this game. See. Oh, I didn't even have it there. Refreeze. That was actually a double refreeze. So, of course, it would work if, let's see, stance, right? Stance is the one? No, auto. I think it's supposed to be auto. All right, catch the opponent. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so that's pretty much a guaranteed. If your opponent like decides to block that, that is a guaranteed refreeze with Mr. Freeze because of the block stun of the meter burn. Of the meter burn freeze, or the meter burn ice wall. And it kind of works the same way with the overhead too. See, that's pretty much guaranteed. Oh, you could actually get that double. But that's a setup if your opponent blocks it. If they don't block it, then you'll still get a refreeze. And you might get a triple refreeze. See, right there, they're in so much hit stun that they're not even going to be able to get out of that situation. So it's kind of like a double reset. They're in so much hit stun that they're not going to be able to even get out of the second hit stun. And then they're just going to refreeze again. Same thing with the overhead. And you charge up a little bit. Boom. Ooh, look at that. That was an overhead low almost at the same time. I remember like when I got to play this game a little bit early, Mr. Freeze, or I guess Captain Cold at the time, was one of the first characters that I tried. And I remember like finding out about this mix-up that you could do with the the icicle, and then you do this, and I was like, holy shit, this character is ridiculous. Because come on, that's a low into overhead into a double low. Like, you're not gonna be able to block that. And if you don't even include the low, then it turns into, sometimes you could actually hit them low, overhead, low, almost at the same time. And when you do time it like too well and they hit on the same frame, it'll actually cause an auto block where everything just turns into a mid, so there's no mix up anymore. So you have to be careful with your timing. But this is another setup right here. Let's see. Now, what was it again? What was the other one that I did? No, what? Hold on. It's because there's a lot of like combos that you could do with this character. This was one of them. This is what I do when I'm in my when I don't do anything, like when I'm not playing or anything. Yeah, there you go. 70. God damn. That's so much damage. No, what was it? Okay. I think it's something like this, right? Yeah, there you go. So that's the 820 damage one, where you actually you could do it like this. You have to reset your opponent. How was it? No, it wasn't like that. Oh, okay, yeah. You freeze them and then you like walk back and you wait. There you go. That's what it was. That's how I did my specific setup. And then you meter burn your forward 3 to get a little bit more damage. All right, that's what it was. And what was the other one that I used to do? I think the other reset that I would do is something like this, which is almost the same. Yeah, there you go. That's the other reset that I would do if you actually catch your opponent with this. But yeah, so I literally just demonstrated the reason why Mr. Freeze and Joker are my two favorite characters in this game. They are so sick. Like they really are so sick. So let's go back to, you know, the list that I was going to, hardest and easiest characters. Atrocitus, super easy character. Really good character to start off with because he has forward 2-1-2, whatever that combo string is, where he like leans in and does all the overheads. You can mix your opponent up so much. The only bad thing is, of course, it's unsafe. But if you have Dexstar, it turns into, you know, safety. Dexstar just makes his character insane. He has an amazing mid with back one. I think Atrocitus is definitely up there as one of the more beginner-friendly characters. Gorilla Grodd, man, this character is really cool when you actually get the execution to do some of his stuff. Like, he's very hard. He's the hardest character to use in this game by far. Cheetah. I think Cheetah's pretty beginner friendly because I mean I don't know anything about this character. All I do is do the leap and I do 1-1-2 and sometimes I do the other one that ends in a grab, and that's literally all I do, and I get some good damage with her. I don't know, I think she's pretty beginner friendly. Deadshot, definitely beginner friendly because you have his zoning, but Deadshot, unlike Starfire, you actually have to know your shit to do well with him because they did nerf his projectiles and he has tools to actually get in on offense and do some cool combos. So I think Deadshot is not as beginner friendly as he used to be, but you actually had to put in a little bit more work with him. Poison Ivy I think is really hard to play with, even though on the surface she seems easy because she has zoning tools with, you know, the Hellspark Vine, but you really need to learn how to use her her stance, like her ball stance, whatever that thing is. You have to learn how to combo with it, cancel it, know when to use it to try to trick your opponent with the meter burn version. There's a lot about this character that, you know, it seems like, all right, you know, Poison Ivy, she's more of a zoning character, but she could either, she could play both ways. She could be a zoning character and she could be very offensive too. But not the easiest character, in my opinion. Oh, God. I hate Starfire's gameplay. I think she is the best looking female character in this game with the best gear. And it's such a shame that her playstyle is so zoning heavy and to me ruined Injustice 2 because she is so good looking, so beautiful. Not only herself, but her gear. Oh, it's such a shame. But if I'm like giving an opinion on like for beginners, she was definitely beginner friendly because her zoning literally takes no effort and no skill to do. Very, very easy to play. Adam, other than him being small, like he's pretty difficult to play because to actually get damage with him, you need to learn how to use his vials that he throws on the ground and learn, you know, when to pick your time to play offense because he's more of a defensive keep away character without really being a zoning character because all he wants to do is wait for his trait, turn small, and literally guarantee the hit. It's guaranteed. Nobody is blocking Adam when he's small. Like, that's literally all his game plan. And it doesn't take too long to actually regenerate the trait. Not only that, but he probably has the best sweep in the game with the smallest hurt box. So he's like right in the middle. He could be like, other than Starfire zoning, I think playing versus an Adam player is the most annoying experience you can have in this game. And if you've never played one, trust me, whenever you do, you will never want to play versus another Adam ever again. Enchantress, man, I love this character so much. I love this character so much. She's so unique. She has a lot of unique moves, and the animation on her demons that she summons are so impressive, man. NetherRealm really hit it out the ballpark with this character. But she is harder to play than the majority of the characters. I would probably say the hardest characters are Gorilla Grodd by far #1, then is Swamp Thing, then is probably Enchantress. Hardest characters to play in this game because to get damage with her, you need the setups. You need to summon the demon. You need to get some setups going, and they're hard to do because she's not the best character in the world. Black Manta, super easy to play. Super easy to get some cool combos. You don't even need the fly-on-fly combos. Just him doing his regular back 1-1 up 2 into anything, that just looks sick already. Some of the animations that he has too are really cool. But he's like in the middle of the ballpark, I would say, as far as easy. Power Girl, I mentioned, easiest character in the game. Green Arrow's pretty hard to play because his normal arrow is not going to do any damage. He's just going to be really annoying. He could run away like a mofo with his backwards arrow shot. His slide, you know, the meter burn part is an overhead, so it's going to catch a lot of newer players. And to actually get the damage with this character, you need to learn how to do some of his more execution-heavy combos. So he's not the easiest, but he's not the hardest either. I guess he's right in the middle. This is another character that just excels in fucking Injustice. All you need to do is just shoot his projectile. He has a fucking mid projectile. Not only that, but he has the orb. You could meter burn it to like have it stay in place. This character is so annoying to play against. Definitely one of the easiest characters in this game, for sure. My goodness, man. I hate playing Dr. Fate. Blue Beetle, looking like Dr. Satan right here. I love this mask, by the way. I think he's one of the harder characters because he has the mix-up potential. He has a combo potential, but you need to learn how to use his flight stuff. And a lot of people are not going to have the patience for it. Plus, he's not like the most popular character in the world, so I feel like a lot of people, he's very underrepresented because he's not like too popular, in my opinion. Like if his playstyle was attached to Starfire, we would definitely see Starfire be played, at that level a lot more. Because like Blue Beetle has some cool stuff, man. He has a lot of cool stuff, but because he's not too popular, I don't see him too often. So he's one of the harder characters to play. That's what I'm trying to say. Firestorm, I would definitely recommend this character all day, every day, because he is one of the top 10 easiest characters in the game to use, especially if you turn on his blue aura. He becomes the best character in the game. When he has the blue flame on, he becomes the best character in the game. That's why it takes so long for him to actually get to his level 3 trade, because he literally becomes the best character in the game when he has his blue flame. So I would recommend this character all day. He's very easy to play. Aquaman, another character I would recommend. Super, super easy to play. All you need to do is, his low move, his low combo starter, or I guess his forward 2, insane range with the low. You could get good damage with him. You have insane chip. You have insane meter build. He's definitely one of the easiest characters in the game. Black Canary, I think, is a little bit on the harder side because, my goodness, that costume looks sexy as hell. I don't use Black Canary too much, but I might play with her next because of that fucking costume that I have for her. I didn't even notice that I had a costume like that. But for her, you need to be up close. She has no projectiles. She has her Canary Cry, but fighting versus projectile characters in this game, it could become really tough for her. And also, you need to have a little bit more execution to pull off some of her really high damaging combos and mix-ups. Darkseid, I don't have him on Xbox, but I have him on PS4. I would say he is definitely one of the easiest characters in the game to play. His Omega Beams are insane, and you really don't need to think too much to actually mix your opponent up with the Stomp, jump in with the Teleport. But you have to be careful because, if you become too predictable, then you will get punished. But I still think he's easy to play. Wonder Woman's pretty easy to play as well. It's just, I don't know, man. She's insanely popular nowadays, but I just don't see too many people playing Wonder Woman. I think she's easy in this game, but she's boring. You know what I mean? Like, her combos aren't the most exciting thing to watch. It's just fucking Captain America. You shield bash the hell out of people. And she's not the most flashy character, so she's easy to use. She's good, but she's boring. Black Adam, you guys saw me play Black Adam recently. Absolutely amazing. He's still a god in my opinion. Literally everything he does is safe. And that's without calling his trait. He makes some of his safe moves plus on block when he calls in his trait. He does an insane amount of damage. He has good zoning. This character is just ridiculous. Definitely one of the easiest characters in this game to use and would recommend for beginners. Captain Cold, definitely on the harder side because he literally has no mix-ups. In mid-screen, he literally has no mix-ups. But if you get somebody in the corner, or if you get somebody if you free somebody and you get them in the grenade, now you're talking about mix-ups. But to actually get people there, you have to not only get the hit, but you have to build up your grenade, which is not the easiest thing in the world. And I still think to actually execute some of those things is a little bit more difficult. So your defense needs to be on point to actually make Captain Cold or Mr. Freeze work. So I wouldn't recommend to like beginners because I think he's pretty hard to play. Robin, he's pretty easy. Yeah, he's definitely pretty easy to play. He has good range. He has, pretty good mids, which is always good. But his projectile's not the best. And I find that whenever I play versus Robin players, they get really frustrated. They start, mashing on that down one, mashing on that DP, and it ends up hurting them. If they were a little bit more patient, then they would do a lot better. But I would definitely recommend Robin as an easy character. Scarecrow is an easy character to play, but he's just weird. So I think for newer characters, how weird he is and with his movement, I don't think they're gonna find Scarecrow easy. To me, he's easy. To a lot of people, he's probably easy. Just mash the hell out of back three. But a lot of his combo strings and a lot of the animations he has are really awkward. So he looks amazing in motion, but for like a newer player to, it might be a little bit too much. So I wouldn't recommend Scarecrow to start off with. I think he's a little bit more advanced. Bane, no. Do not, if you're a new player, do not play Bane. You will get absolutely frustrated out of your mind because Bane is going to have a hard time getting in on zoning characters, and newer players will probably want to go for level 3 Venom all the time because it does so much damage. But to be honest, it's not worth it unless you think you could hit your opponent and you have enough meter to make it worth your while. But if you really like Bane, you're going to have to work on when to use your Venom and when not to. And you're going to have to work your way in, and you're going to have to just hug the shit out of people. He could be really fun to play, but for a newer player, this is like, this is a trap to delete Injustice 2 because you will get really frustrated playing Bane. Brainiac, I think he's one of the most fun characters in this game for sure. I wouldn't recommend it to a beginner because I feel like some of the conversions they will not be able to get. And some of the setup potential that leads into some of the craziness that he could do, they will not be able to get. So he's definitely one of the harder characters to use when you actually try to go for his setups and stuff. But to me, he's one of the best looking characters as far as gameplay wise, and he is incredibly fun. I hadn't played him in so long, and when I played him, I literally did not want to stop because I felt like he's one of the most fun characters in this game. Brainiac, really, really fun. Lord Raiden looks so fucking cool, but I never even liked Thunder God Raiden from MKX or, MKX Raiden, so his playstyle is exactly the same. So if you like Raiden from MKX, you're going to love him in this game. He's still not the best character in the world. He could do some tricky stuff because you have to block, you have to hold back to block. So he has some like tricky stuff that you could do with his teleport. But other than that, I don't really have too much experience with Lord Raiden other than the fact that he looks really cool. And finally, we have the Turtles. I think the Turtles are definitely beginner friendly. I know that they made the Turtles very accessible for new players because Ninja Turtles are like, I guarantee they're in the top 5 of most played characters in this game. I run into so many of them with good reason because, they're the fucking Ninja Turtles and they're playing versus DC characters. It's incredible that they even picked the Ninja Turtles to be in this game. And, I wasn't like the biggest Turtle fan in the world, but this game actually made me like the Ninja Turtles more because I feel like all of them are fun. Donatello is the only one that I really don't play with too much, but I have taken him into practice mode, and he has some cool stuff. He has some, unique combos with his staff and stuff. But the other 3 turtles are really fun to play, especially Leo with some of his, because you get all turtles working together with Leo's gameplay, and you could do some really cool combos that involve all the turtles, which I think just looks really cool. So I definitely would recommend the Turtles to be, beginner friendly, but maybe stay away from Raphael. I would probably say stay away from Raphael because he's literally like straight up brawler. Like there's nothing else that you're going to do with him other than brawl and just be up close with people. And for a lot of newer players, they're going to struggle to get in on some of these zoning characters. But if you're playing Leo, you have access to, a couple of projectiles that you could use to match your opponent. And then if you play Michelangelo, it's kind of the same thing, but you have access to like tossing the skateboard at your opponent and also just mixing the shit out of your opponent once you actually get in. That's my personal favorite to play, Michelangelo. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Damn, I said this one wasn't going to be as long, but it's almost as long. So I guess the MK11 one will be as long as well. I think these are the first times that I'm like actually going through the whole roster and talking about the character a little bit and showing off, you know, my personal favorite characters. I didn't show off as many of my personal favorite characters in this game as the other one, but I showed you guys Joker and Mr. Freeze, and like they are by far my two favorite characters in this game to play. Like Joker and Mr. Freeze are head and shoulders above everybody in my opinion. Like fun factors, just because of what I showed you. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.